Hey everyone, welcome to my stream. Welcome everyone. Why do they put pills in packages like this? Thank you, Danny. How are you? Hey, Rocky. Rocky, you need to come over to the Hap side. Now, it's been a little bit too long. You need to come over to the Hap side. My dog is playing with his feet. I was in Orlando today. And I am fighting a horrible migraine, y'all. Try to take another pill. This is horrible. Hey, Karen. I'm going to shut this light off on the turtle tank, see if that helps. This one, right? Oh, that helps. All right. Oh, my Lord. Oof. Boom, boom, boom. One of those days. One of those days. Who else is here? Who else? Who else is around today? Oh, my Lord. We have a front coming through again. Yeah, I have migraines, Karen. And I've been fighting them this month really bad. I've gone to the doctor already, and I have medication, but we've already been in the 90s, Rocky. It was 80 today, but we have a front coming through. We have a front coming through, and I had to turn this up early for my. And rain is it's not by yet. We have once that next line comes through up above me, then let's see. Come on. Once that next line up above Orlando comes through, that'll be the rest of the front to come through. And then next week, it'll be 71 tomorrow, then 78, 79, 82, 84, 85. That's about it, which is fine. Shut! Don't you dare! Get in your place now! Now! Down! Down! That goes right through me. Sorry, everyone. Him and the cat. He thinks I'm gonna get on, and then he's gonna start playing with the friggin' cat. So, it's gonna be a warm week. Maybe I need to get my tan going. I need to start working on that. But if I get migraines, I can't get near the friggin', I can't be out in the sun. And I felt it coming on today when we were out in Orlando, and I had no medication with me to take anything. So, and then it wasn't like we were coming home. We had to go to 7-Eleven and get everyone's food order because Shittle bought dinner for everyone tonight. And then we went down to Coco. Well, yeah, she messes with him and he messes with her. So it's a love-hate relationship. But and then the time we got the food and got back and ate, because we all ate together, it was just my migraine was like in full effect, and I took a pill as soon as I walked in, and I just took another one. So I had to wait at least 2 hours before I took another one. So but I found the box of the stuff that I used to take. So I may call the doctor and hey, shush, shush. Like really, what?
I have a question.
What?
Do
Lower.
they ship bodies on like a special plane, or do they just ship them on like a regular plane?
Regular plane as cargo.
How do they keep it cold?
It's cold on the bodies of the plane up in the jet stream,
Well,
Jesse.
No,
Yes, it is.
Really?
It's below zero in the jet stream.
So you think there's a smell when they crack it?
No, they don't open it. They're sealed shut, Jesse. They're embalmed
Oh, the
usually.
capsules are sealed shut?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they just like slap them and like wing it over like a clasp. Oh, what do you know?
Karen, you can't reply to Rocky because Rocky's on Twitter. He can't see it. Yes, they do. As I have 3 dogs, and they are the same way. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, Columbia, did you watch the? So I was in a car. I got a migraine. Yeah, we got a front coming through, and I was in Orlando when it came on. It's like right before the front started to push into Orlando, and it wasn't supposed to come in till this evening, and it came a lot earlier. The rain did. Um, so yeah, and it caught me off guard. I'm gonna have to keep some in my pocket, or at least I know. So I do have the videos ready. If y'all want to watch them, we can rewatch them again. Only watch. I've seen them. I haven't been able to watch them since I got in the house again. Because I just try to stay off screens. I was just laying there tonight when I came home, and what was on? The Bachelor was on, and something was on before that. I had on, and I was just kind of listening to that stuff. So, but I want to. They got a 360 view. Have you seen that, Columbia? Have you seen that one? And the sound came out. I'm not going to play that because that one is really high pitched, and my brain won't like that one. So that one I won't play. But I like to replay these videos and just rewatch them again. You can never watch these enough. So and Jesse was getting mad at me because we were just getting into Orlando and the traffic was horrendous. So he made me shut it off so I would pay attention and not run into someone. So, which is fine. Which is fine. I 100% agree with them. So we shut it off and we said we will watch it later, and I haven't been able to. So I've caught a few on Twitter. That's it. No, they got the one on the ground. They released the one on the ground, a video or a stream of it. So um with the wind and stuff and the clicking. So but yeah. Rocky, we got you to get you to come over to the hap side. You need to come to the hap side. You're all alone there. We have cheap seats here. Hey, Christy. Really? Have I ever been on the moon? I have no idea. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I know it did. Yep. I knew that because they said that in the first video, in the first one. Or it's come out. It's come out. It's been said. So on my Twitter, probably where I seen it. But all right, let's get the first video up, which is going to be the. Oh, I guess I should present it to the screen. Boy, my brain. Wow. I don't wish migraines on my freaking worst enemy, y'all. I'm telling you, not on my worst enemy. All right, here we go. This is going to be Perseverance rover lander.
event has now slowed to subsonic speeds, and the heat chill has been separated. Passing maneuver has started. About 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
Yeah. All right. Now hold on, everyone. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm. I like this one too. All right. So this one is a 360 view, which is amazing. Look at the mountains out in the distance. Just amazing view. Oh, we can see. Oh, look, 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 look. This one's on YouTube as well. Y'all can go there and check it out. Um, it's amazing. I think they got into a good spot. Let's see. We're gonna we're gonna it plays and you can move it. So I think it's pretty cool. Very cool. I like looking at the rover. I do. It's cool to see all the different parts and everything of it. Wind instruments up here. These are weather instruments up here. This is where the collection tubes are. But very cool. All right. I'll come back over here. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So NASA on YouTube channel. I can share these to my page. This is an hour. I think this is an hour long video. Panoramic rover descent. Oh my lord, I have such a migraine, y'all. I'm so sorry. All right, we're gonna go to the video because this is the video that I missed. I hope everyone doesn't mind. They start here in a minute. They started this one on time at least. Nah, it's all right, Christy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, but it's all right for anyone that missed it, right? And I didn't get to see it, so we'll watch. I'm good. Bell. Ugh, you two stop.
Welcome to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. Days ago, NASA's most sophisticated and capable rover to date landed on Mars, the Perseverance rover. Today, we'll see Mars like never before, with new photos and videos. Our panel today will help us understand how Perseverance captured what it's like to land on Mars and what the landing site looks like. I'm your host, Watkins, and joining us is Matt Wallace, Perseverance Deputy Project Manager, Dave Brule, Perseverance Entry, Descent, and Landing Camera Suite Lead. Al Chen, Perseverance Entry, Descent, and Landing Lead. Justin Mackey, Perseverance Imaging Scientist and Instrument Operations Team Chief. Jessica Samuels, Perseverance Surface Mission Manager. Ken Williford, Perseverance Deputy Project Scientist. And to tell us what this all means for NASA and exploration, Thomas Zerbukin, Associate Administrator for NASA's Science Mission Directorate. We will take questions during this briefing. If you're a member of the media on the phone lines, press *1 to be put in the queue. If you're on social media, use the hashtag #CountdownToMars. Now, to get us started is JPL Director Mike Watkins. Now, I will step aside for him to give his opening remarks.
Thank you. Welcome back to JPL. We have a jam-packed press conference today, and I was just looking at the team here. I think we're trying to add it up, maybe 100 years of combined experience with Mars rovers on the panel today. Now, we have been working very hard since we landed. The surface team has been getting the rover set up for the surface mission. They've been working Mars time over the weekend, making fantastic progress, and you'll hear about that today. You'll also see some brand new images and videos that we acquired over the weekend, or downlinked over the weekend. And these are really fantastic images of the surface of Mars and the rest of the descent imagery that we got a preview of on Friday. These images have always been part of the history of JPL. We have taken everyone along with us on our journeys across the solar system through the rings of Saturn, looking back at the Hill Blue Dot, and incredible panoramas on the surface of Mars. This is the first time we've been able to actually capture an event like the landing of the spacecraft on Mars. And these are pretty cool videos. We will learn something by looking at the performance of the vehicle in these videos.
Oh, you're
A lot
welcome.
of it is also to bring you along on our journey, our touchdown to Mars, and of course our surface mission as well. And these are really amazing videos. We all binge watched them over the weekend, if you can call a 1-minute video binge watching. But we watched it many, many times, and it's really fantastic. And just to show you how far we've come in the history of JPL, I want to show one image. This is from Mariner 4 in 1965. So this was actually the first images sent back from Mars by Mariner 4, and it was hand-colored by the engineers according to a code, not the paint by numbers painting. And there it is, the first color.
I remember that.
So when you see these videos later, I think Dave Brule and Justin Matthew will be overjoyed that they didn't have to hand-color each one of these images. So my hat is off. It's a great press conference today. My hat is off to the team, for getting the rovers where we are and these fantastic images down.
Hey,
And,
Debbie.
More about that team. Let me introduce Matt Wallace.
Thanks very much, Mike, and thanks for the nice words about the team. I'll try to be brief because I want to get to this video, and I know you do too. I just want to give you a little bit of background on how this whole thing started. My daughter is a gymnast. She's been a gymnast since she was a little kid. And when she was about, 11 years old, and the project was still in formulation, she asked me for one of those little sports cameras. And being the indulgent parent I am, I got her the sports camera, and she put it in the harness that it came with.
No.
And she put the harness on,
No, the next one
and she did it back.
Venus
And,
versus
I don't know about you, but I cannot do a backflip.
They're doing
But
a
when
space shuttle.
she showed me the video, and I watched that
NASA
camera
Space Pass Weekly.
pan up to the ceiling, and then the room go upside down, and then somehow right itself as she landed on her feet. I felt for a moment that I had a glimpse into what it would be like if I could do a backflip. And that was the moment that inspired a phone call to my friend Dave Brule over here. And that's what led to this system, this entry, descent, and landing camera system. We call them the EDL cams that you're about to see the product of here just in a moment. Now, I don't know about you, but it is unlikely at this point in my career that I will pilot a spacecraft down to the surface of Mars. But when you see this imagery, I think you will feel like you are getting a glimpse into what it would be like to land successfully in Jezero crater with Perseverance. And so, without any further delay, I'm going to turn it over to Dave to describe the system.
Yes, it does.
Thanks, Matt. The idea of adding a ruggedized commercial off-the-shelf hardware onto a flagship spacecraft to do a nice-to-have function proved to be quite an interesting challenge that Matt handed over to us. Along the way, we encountered one, maybe two people who were a little bit skeptical of what we were trying to do. But thankfully, we had the full support of project leadership, all the individuals directly supporting the 2020 mission. We're super excited to help, and in the end, we were able to actually make it happen. Our EDO CAM team were guided by two requirements. The first one was that the entry, descent, and landing
VR
camera system must do no harm to the flight vehicle, and that's especially important during EDO. This was our one critical requirement, and as you all saw last Thursday, that requirement was met. The second item is not so much as a requirement as it is a mantra. We get what we get, and we don't get upset. We wanted our EDO CAM system to get onto the vehicle and return amazing imagery of the vehicle landing in Jezero crater.
Hey,
Like
John.
every other element on the Mars 2020 spacecraft, individuals worked really hard and went above and beyond to make sure that their piece of the spacecraft did what it was supposed to do to be successful. But in the end, we knew that our entry, descent, and landing camera system, the mission could still be 100% successful if our camera system didn't work. And if we could even get just one image or one piece of information back during EDL, that we shouldn't get upset, we should be excited. So as you probably realized after last Friday's press conference, the EDO CAM system successfully captured some amazing imagery of the vehicle's descent and landing on the surface of Mars. We collected a little over 30 gigabytes of information and over 23,000 images of the vehicle descending down to the surface of Mars. As a quick introduction, if I could have the first graphic, a reminder for some of you exactly what are the sensors that we included in the entry, descent, and landing camera system. There are 3 cameras that are located on the top of the vehicle on the back shelf. Those cameras actually capture high rate, 75 frames a second imagery of the parachute inflating in the Martian atmosphere. Now, one of the cameras stopped operating coincident with the motor fire when the parachute was deployed, and that's to be expected. It is a very high dynamic environment, but luckily the other 2 cameras continue to operate.
Sure is.
And captured some amazing footage of the parachutes inflating in that Martian atmosphere. We put one camera on the bottom of the descent stage. That camera looked down on the rover. As we lowered the rover on the bridles, the mobility system lapsed into position, and then the vehicle touched down onto the surface of Mars. We also installed 2 cameras onto the rover, one on the top of the vehicle looking up on the descent stage, so the rover could actually see the descent stage, lower it down to the surface, and then ideally fly off into the distance after it had delivered Perseverance safely onto the surface. And then we also put a camera on the bottom of the rover, which actually looked down on the surface of Mars once the heat shield was dropped away. And that camera continued to capture imagery until the vehicle touched down on the surface of Mars. And then we also put a microphone on the port side of the rover. Now, unfortunately, I do have to say that we did not collect any audio during EDO, but please stay tuned a little bit later in this press conference because we do have some exciting information about the EDO cam microphone. So now, the reaction to the EDO cam videos has been absolutely amazing around JPL, and we are super excited to actually share with all of you video imagery of Perseverance landing on the surface of Mars. Please roll the video.
Starting the straighten up and fly right maneuver, where the spacecraft will jettison the entry balance masses in preparation for parachute deploy and to roll over to give the radar a better look at the ground.
Alpha indicates chute deploy.
The navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed, and we're seeing significant deceleration in the velocity. Our current velocity is 480 meters per second at an altitude of about 12 kilometers from the surface of Mars.
Hey, Benita.
Perseverance is now slowed to subsonic speeds, and the heat shield has been separated. This allows both the radar and the cameras to get their first look at the surface.
I love how the heat shield comes back in.
Meters per second at an altitude of about 9.5
Oh.
kilometers above the surface.
Thank you, Benita.
Nav filter converged. Velocity solution 3.3 meters per second. Altitude 7.4 kilometers.
Now has radar lock on the ground. Current velocity is about 100 meters per second, 6.6 kilometers of the surface. Perseverance is continuing to descend on the parachute. We're coming up on the initialization of terrain relative navigation.
Hey, Lucia.
And subsequently, the priming of the landing engines. Our current velocity is about 90 meters per second at an altitude of 4.2 kilometers.
Okay, valid.
We have confirmation that the lander vision system has produced a valid solution as part of terrain relative navigation.
Priming. TBA is nominal.
So we have timing of the landing engines.
Look at that crater.
Back shell set.
Current velocity is 83 meters per second at about 2.6 kilometers from the surface of Mars. We have confirmation that the back shell has separated. We are currently performing the divert maneuver. Current velocity is about 75 meters per second at an altitude of about a kilometer off the surface of Mars.
You're welcome. I'm glad you got that much.
Completed our terrain relative navigation. Current speed is about 30 meters per second, altitude of about 300 meters off the surface of Mars.
Look at that.
We have started our constant velocity accordion, which means we are conducting the sky crane, about to conduct the sky crane maneuver. Sky crane maneuver has started. About 20 meters off the surface.
Hey, Debbie. Thank you, Columbia.
We're getting signals from MRO.
Oh, my Lord. $5.
Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed.
Yes.
Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars.
Whoop,
Ready
whoop.
to begin seeking the sands of past life.
It gives me goosebumps every time I
Yep,
see it.
every single
It's
time.
amazing. I hope everybody kept their hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times while it was in motion. So I do need to say, I wouldn't be sitting at this podium, and you wouldn't have all seen that
Whoop, whoop.
amazing imagery without a lot of support from an amazing team, both those who work directly on the EDO cam task as well as those who
Hey, Troy.
support us across the project. I thank you for everything you've done to get us here.
So-
today.
oh, wait. It's going to get better. If you have not seen this today,
I'm
it
gonna
gets
over to
better.
Al. Al is going to be our color analyst. Doesn't have a telestrator, but he's going to actually walk through some of those videos in even more detail and actually show you some just incredible things that you can actually see once you look at those videos over and over.
I'm not sure the color commentator is supposed to have as many chills as I do right now every time I see these videos. But I wanted to add my thanks to the EO camera team. I mean, these videos and these images are the stuff of our dreams. It's been what we've been dreaming about for years. So thank you so much.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Let's see, as Dave mentioned, we'll try to walk through what we see a little bit. We won't take that much time because we could spend literally all day looking at these videos, and some of us have spent all the weekend looking at these videos. But we'll just try to show you some highlights of what we've been seeing and invite you all to continue to look for more things as we kind of see new things every time we look at these videos. So let's start with the parachute uplift camera. And let me give you a quick warning to not blink because things go really fast here. you can see that you get a sense really of how violent that parachute deploy and inflation are. The parachute pack is packed so densely that the pack is basically the same density as foam, and it's about 150 pounds. It gets launched out of the spacecraft with a mortar, which is basically a cannon, with a muzzle velocity of around 100 miles an hour. And the spacecraft itself is going about 1,000 miles an hour at this point, going about 1.75 times the speed of sound. So just in case you blink, let's show you that one more time. Kind of see that in real time, and then we'll slow it down and take a look at the details. Okay, let's try to walk through this a bit slower, this time at about quarter speed, and we'll pause at times to point out things we see. Let's start that one. Here you can see the pack getting pushed out of there. You can kind of see the pack right in the middle as it's being pushed, and the parachute lid, which is right on top of it, kind of that circle to the left of the pack, was on top of the pack. It was there to protect the parachute during entry.
It is.
Section system material on it, to keep the parachute nice and cool and protected. The pack is used to push that lid right off the vehicle, giving that cannon boost. You can also see some of the other things that popped off of that lid, which is kind of expected.
Right, Mike?
How violent this launch really is. So let's move on from here. Keep going out here, you can see the pack reach what we call line stretch. So that's as far as it's going to go. It's where the parachute's going to start inflating. That's about 150 feet behind the spacecraft, and it got there in just under 1 second. So this pack is really good. It's pretty much, as the parachute starts to come out, you can see the pack is rotated about 90 degrees. That's pretty common. We've seen that in some of our testing here on Earth at high altitude as well. So let's keep going and take a look at the inflation. The inflation really looks textbook. It's nice and symmetric. The parachute opens in only about 7/10 of a second, again, really fast. There's no evidence of tangling of lines, which is great. There's about 2 miles of lines in the parachute system. So the fact that we don't see any evidence of tangling or any kind of other misbehavior is great news. And I'm sure we'll be studying this video for many, many years and picking it apart frame by frame. And of course, we have a second camera on board as well that recorded this launch and inflation of the parachute.
Is that blue?
You might notice the pattern that's on the parachute here. Distinct patterns are useful in helping us determine the clocking.
It's gray to me.
Also, the contracting section can be useful in tracking different positions of the parachute, different portions of the parachute as it inflates. So it's especially useful when we have multiple cameras, as we do here, and trying to track.
He's watching on YouTube,
In addition to
my YouTube channel, on the TV.
Sometimes we leave messages in our work for others to find
Go.
that purpose. So we
Stop.
need you all to give it a shot and show your work. Let's move on to the rover download camera. Take a look at that in a little bit more detail. If we start that up, you can see the heat shield falling away very nicely and symmetrically. Pausing here, we can take a look at what we see on the heat shield. First, we see the deadly components on the heat shield. You can see the electronic spots and the old wires that lead to all the various sensors that measure the aerodynamics and heating during the entry portion of flight. We can also see some white flecks in different places, both on the heat shield and free flying, which are likely frost that accumulated on the heat shield. That heat shield is really cold during the cruise, so it's not expected to see some frost during
Bell, go.
You can also see something we didn't expect to see if you kind of look at the 4 o'clock position on the heat shield or so, toward the middle, somewhere between the middle and the end. One of the springs that helped push the heat shield off seems to have come loose. It's not much of a big deal, but it's definitely not what we expected. If you look at the other 8 springs, they actually are where they're supposed to be, all around the edge of the heat shield. There's no danger of the spacecraft here, but it's something we didn't expect and think we wouldn't have seen if we didn't have the camera system.
I do.
Let's keep rolling here. We can
Dogs on Mars.
basically stay in the same orientation as it flies away from us. They'll come back into view in a little bit. But this is great. This is kind of what we expected in terms of the aerodynamics of that heat shield. It doesn't tumble or do something weird that was unexpected in flight. So that's very useful to have this video to show us that. So in the interest of time, let's skip ahead to about 15 seconds before back shell separation. So starting this video here, you can see that the spacecraft is rocking back and forth while hanging under the parachute. This rocking is less than it was earlier in flight, but pretty much what we expect. There, that white flash was back shell separation. And you can see it's throttle up and begin our divert maneuver. The vehicle's turned over, so we're actually beginning to fly east. That's why you can see the delta over there. As it maneuvers eastward to the eventual landing site, it actually passes over the field of You can see everything's nice and smooth now that the engines are under control. That on-G parachute rocking is gone. So here we are, slowing down and stopping, and we're coming straight down on our eventual landing site here. You can see that as we really begin to slow down here, you can see the engines as we get lower, throttle there and stop us here. And you can see it beginning to push all that dust around on the ground on the two sides. That shaking there is the rover deploying and the mobility during sky crane. And here we are coming down, and that rocking motion of the rover. We'll see in other videos. But that settles down right before we hit
They
the ground.
probably will if they're nearby.
Doesn't appear to be too much of concern. That's right for the moment.
It'll do about 100 miles in
So now
2
that the
Earth
rover's
years.
looking down, let's take a look at the descent stage view looking down as well.
1 Mars
During
years.
that sky crane portion of flight. So here we go. The rover begins to drop away from the descent stage, and the first part of the mobility deploy. You can kind of see here right before we paused that the mobility kind of shook a little bit in that first deployment. Here you can see the bridles that are hanging down from the top of the picture. Those are what's supporting the weight of the rover below the descent stage. And if you look down toward the left, the bottom part of the image and toward the left, you can see that gold envelope. That's what's transferring all the information between the rover and the descent stage, including this video. This picture is coming down from the camera up on the descent stage down to the rover through that cord, in addition to other information that's going back and forth. So as we keep going here, you can see the bogey that's on both sides of the mobility. Back, you can see those wheels, the back 2 wheels on either side swing down. That caused a little bit of rocking of the rover as expected, but you can kind of see that kind of settles out a little bit right as we enter that gloom dust cloud as we get down and touch down. And the video ends at touchdown, of course, because the camera that's taking this video is about to leave this area in Earth on that descent stage after we cut it loose from the rover. So now let's take a look at the rover upload camera. So now staring up at the descent stage from the rover. So here we go. We got a really close-up look at the descent stage, and we can start rolling that. You can see the descent stage as the rover begins to fall away from it, and see the effect of that rover wobble from the mobility deploy. So pausing here, the first thing that most people will probably notice is that there's no plumes or no visible smoke or anything else coming out of the rockets at the corner of the descent stage. That's expected. Hydrazine isn't a combustion reaction when we burn it. The exhaust products are nitrogen and hydrogen, which are clear. So we expect the plumes to be clear. That's what we see in tests here on Earth as well. So I can promise you those engines are on. One thing you can see in the Earth testing we do is that the thrust chambers of those engines get kind of hot and glow pink. And you can kind of see that in the exterior, especially if you look at the engine at the very top right of this image. If you look closely right above the engine valve there on the thrust chamber, you can see little streaks of pink on there. And that's what's happening. As the engines have been on for a long time, they get really hot. And that heat shows up there in those pink stripes that we see.
Mars DMV.
As with previous videos, you can see the bridles that are supporting the weight of the rover there at the bottom now of this image, and that umbilical again transferring data back and forth between the stage and the rover. So let's keep going a little bit more. You'll see the image begin to wobble a little bit here. I can promise it's not the descent stage wobbling, it's actually that rover tipping back and forth a little bit as we saw as the mobility deploys, both the first initial mobility deploy and then the bogies. As we near touchdown, let's slow it down a bit and proceed in slow mode here. So now we're watching about quarter speed. Things are getting pretty dusty here as we get down toward the bottom. Take a look here at the bottom left of this picture. You'll see actually the instant that we cut the descent stage in red. And you'll see the bridles begin to get retracted up toward that descent stage as they're pulled up. And this is as planned. There they go. See as they got yanked up there right before. And then we'll see the descent stage begin to turn and ascend and head up toward the northwest with the umbilical dangling behind it. Since the rover was pointed almost directly to southeast, the descent stage chose to go toward the map. That's also to make sure, of course, that the engines don't plume the rover, that we don't damage the rover with those engine thrusts. So we sent that descent stage off to the northwest, which Jessica will show you about in a little bit. So I can and have watched those videos for hours and keep seeing new stuff every time. So I invite you all to do that too. So now I'll turn it over to Justin, who will talk to you a little bit about the images we've been taking on the ground.
All right, thank you, Al. I'm Justin Mackey. I'm the Mars 2020 Perseverance imaging scientist here, and I developed imaging systems at JPL. And when Dave asked me to help out with the EDL cam development about 6 years ago, I was really excited about it. I think it would be challenging and interesting, and even possibly spectacular, but I had no idea that it would be this amazing. And we are so happy and proud. And I just want to thank Dave and Matt for just giving us the leadership and giving us a chance to do this. Like Matt and Dick and Jennifer and Rick and others on the project, I've actually worked on all 5 of the NASA rover missions, and part of my job, I review images from Mars like every day. That's what I do. And when I saw these images come down, I have to say, I was truly amazed. And, I know it's been a tough year for everybody, and we're hoping that maybe these images will brighten people's day.
What did you put?
Your smartphones and make them your screen backgrounds and things. Just really happy that it all worked out. So now we're on Mars, and can talk a little bit about what we've been doing over the weekend. Over the weekend, we deployed the RSM. If you go to the first picture, there's a picture of the remote sensing mast, the RSM, which is that mast on the rover, and you can see the navigation cameras up there, the left and right navigation cameras, or nav cams as we call them. This is another new imaging system that we've developed here specifically for the 2020 mission. These cameras represent a pretty significant advancement over the previous imaging systems that we've flown. These are 20 megapixel color cameras with very high resolution and wide angle lenses that we use to basically map out the surface as the rover drives, and then we use these images to do planning and things. And so the first thing we did after we deployed the mast is we started imaging the surface. So the next slide shows one of our first images from the cameras. This image is actually in low resolution. So it's 1/4 of the full resolution of the camera, so it's been shrunk down. But you can see right there the vista that we're seeing. This is the rover, obviously, on Mars, and some of the material that landed on the deck. But everything looks in good shape, and so we're using these images to inspect not only the vehicle, but the surface around us. The next slide shows a view down towards the surface. You can see the wheels there. This is the same surface that you just saw in the EDL cam videos. You can see some of the scouring that the rocket plumes did for us, clean it off, make it nice and clean so we can take pictures of it, dust them off for us. The next slide shows a view looking out towards the south, and just an amazing scene here. This is it. This is Mars. We're here in our place that we're going to be exploring.
Thank you, John.
Months and coming years. And it's just really exciting to see.
Oh my God, y'all.
These scenes look familiar to us, like Earth-like in a sense. You see the mountains back there and the rocks and things.
Oh my Lord.
The surface of an alien world, and we just arrived. You can also see some more scouring there over on the right. The next image looks over towards the west. You can see the delta out there in the horizon, and again more scouring from the rocket plumes. And then we take all of these images and we stitch them together into panoramas. And so that the next frame shows the full panorama from the nav cam stitched together. We're still working out calibration of things, so this is approximate color, but it just gives you a feel for the vista here that we're our new environment that we're going to explore, and we're hoping everyone will join us in seeing these images. Today we're going to be releasing a whole slew of raw images. It's been a fire hose of data, basically. We have thousands of images already from the EDO cameras, nav cams. You've seen the CAS cams. And so we will be putting those out on the website today for people to download and process yourself, or just look at the great picture. Find your favorite picture and make it your screen background. And then the last image that I just wanted to
Appreciate it, John and Columbia, or Troy and Columbia. Thank you.
Jim Bell, the PI. I'm the deputy PI for this, working with our industry partners, MSQ and San Diego. This is just a fantastic imaging system. This is a preview of things to come. This system has a zoom lens on it. That's what the Z stands for. And we're going to get incredibly high resolution photos from this imaging system. I just want to point out a few things of this picture. On the far right, you can see those cables where they had been cut. It's video that you just saw, so there's kind of a close-up of that. And then just in the middle, to the left of that black instrument, that's the rover upload camera. That's the camera that actually took the video of the sky crane as we were coming down. And then in the bottom of the frame,
tonight is the Mastcam Z calibration target set. There's two of them. There's the circular one with the shadow post and then the color chips on the bottom. There's another cal target in the back. That's the SuperCam instrument. Our partners from Los Alamos and in France. We're going to be
They're
commissioning
good.
SuperCam over the next few days.
Troy, what did you say? It's clear to you because it looks a bit blurry on its own blurry.
That is the helicopter antenna. It's the helicopter base station location. And preview of things to come. We're excited about that as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica to talk about
Lost a tooth.
All right, thank you, Justin. I know you can attest firsthand to being in the control room and the excitement that everybody has been experiencing, seeing all these images from the surface. And as they come down, we're immediately sharing them and everybody clapping and smiles all around. Great camera suite. So I am happy to report that Perseverance is healthy and continuing with activities as we have been planning them over the first few sols on the surface. To date, which is really only just 3 sols of activities and one more, and coming up later this afternoon, we've executed 5,000 ADMs. So lots of instructions to the vehicle for her to perform, and having everything come back exactly how we've been wanting it to with respect to our health checkout and our instrument checkout. So that's been
Oh my
well.
God. Is
Key
it blurry?
highlights.
Is it blurry to anyone?
Our launch restraint
I'm not showing it blurry on my side.
to be deployed. We saw the remote sensing map, but one of those also being the high gain antenna. Now, this is important.
And Troy, I'm in the process of posting all the links to these videos on my profile now on HAPS.
Higher volume of instructions to Perseverance and allow her to perform more involved activities over the days to come. Additionally, with respect to our communication, we have established
Not blurry.
A strong communication link with all of our replay orbiters and our partners.
Oh my Lord. No, not for anyone else, Troy.
So there's a TGO and Odyssey spacecraft. And so we think those
No blur from
and,
Christy.
are happy to be able to use those assets to relay all of the information that we, all these beautiful images that we are
You guys need to stop.
The remote sensing mast motion checks were nominal and as expected. And all of our instruments have gone through their initial checkout, and we're happy to report that they are all performing nominally and as expected. Now, when I say nominal, that really means fantastic, because we can't wait to continue to use this payload suite. Our backup computer was turned on yesterday, and that was in preparation for our upcoming flight software transition, which we will be performing over the next few days. And the Ingenuity helicopter has also been checked out, and we have performed a battery charging event, which we will continue to perform over the weeks to come in preparation for that aspect of the mission. But looking ahead, we are excited to be on our surface flight software. It is a much more surface capable, a lot more capabilities for the surface mission as part of this flight software load. It will take us a few days to transition, but once we're on that load, it will allow us to do further in-depth checkouts of the instrument, as well as deploy the robotic arm and exercise some of the turret items that you see in this image. So you can see that we have our coring drill in the center, our pixel and Sherlock instruments mounted to the side, and that black paint is to support the gas dust removal tool, which will remove dust from the surfaces that we will be inspecting later. So coming up here, the wheels, as you noticed in the image now, are off to the side. We will be performing a wiggle. We'll straighten those up. We'll do a short drive. And as I mentioned, deploy the robotic arm, and then continue with further in-depth checkout. So we are very excited to be happily on the surface and exercising our system and looking at the head. So going back to our partnership with the larger Mars spacecraft and science teams and community, we're really excited that the MRO spacecraft, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and the HiRISE team was able to find our hardware on the surface of Mars. So if you see in this image, it's the next pop-up, you can see that we have the descent stage, the parachute, and the heat shield all here in this image. With a few steps here, the descent stage is about 700 meters away from.
Oh my God.
Parachute is about 1.2 kilometers, and heat shield about 1.5 kilometers. And so it's very exciting that we can see all these different components now that we've landed on the surface. And as a special treat, the HiRISE image was able to actually acquire the entry defense landing event from their perspective.
Oh my God.
And,
They're going to drive me up a wall.
Have enough images of this activity, and so this is a fantastic view. So I'm going to send it back to Dave here. He, as part of this suite, we have one more surprise, or one more gift, I'll say, that we've been able to receive from this package. Over to you, Dave.
Thanks, Jessica. So I think we probably have overloaded your visual sense for a little bit, but we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to have some fun here for a second, too. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to talk to you now with this. This is the microphone that was part of the EDO system. When the EDO cam system was first envisioned, it was set up as just a bunch of cameras. There were captured some amazing imagery on the surface of Mars. And about a year or so after it was first conceived, I got a phone call, another call from that. Talking to headquarters, asked the question, could we possibly put a microphone as part of our EDO camera system? So we worked with the team, we took a look, and sure enough, it was something that we could do. And so we started off that detailed design and identifying a microphone that would work for us and getting it onto the vehicle. About a year after this first started, I'm giving a tour at JPL. And happened to mention to the group that I was giving the tour to that the decision had come down. We're working to actually include a microphone onto the vehicle. And after the tour was done, a gal came up to me and she said some things to me that I won't forget anytime soon. She said, "I'm super excited that you guys are going to try to put a microphone onto the rover and get it to the surface of Mars." And I was very appreciative. After that, I said, "I'm curious, why is it that this relates to you so much?" And her response was that her sister was visually impaired. She was not able to see these images that we saw earlier or that we sent down in the past. And while she tries to describe them to her, she felt that she just can't quite capture that same sense of amazement that she gets when she gets them visually. And by actually getting a microphone at the surface of Mars, the hope was that she'd be able to experience things on Mars the same way that she was when she actually looked at it. And that stuck with me. We continued to work super hard to make sure that this microphone worked. That's part of the reason we were disappointed why it didn't work when we actually went and did our entry descent landing sequence. I wish I had actually captured that individual's name. I would love to reach out to her now and say, we've done it. I hope your sister is enjoying it. Because what I'm going to show you in a second, or what you're going to hear in a second, is actually the first sound being recorded from the surface of Mars. So there are two microphones on the Perseverance vehicle. There's this microphone here.
You'll be fine.
System, and there's a second microphone that's on the SuperCam instrument. And we're counting on both of these instruments, recording some absolutely amazing.
You don't even feel violated, okay, Debbie? You don't even feel violated.
If you would like to close your eyes,
No shit.
imagine yourself sitting on the surface of Mars and listening to the surroundings. If I could have the first one, please. So that gentle whirl that happens in the background, that is a noise made by the rover. But yes, what you did hear 10 seconds in was an actual wind gust on the surface of Mars, picked up by the microphone, sent back to us here. The analysis indicates that was around a 5 meter per second type of wind gust. So we can sit here now and actually tell you that we have hit sound from the surface of Mars. So we have a second one, which basically further reduced the noise of the rover, so you can just hear what the wind would sound like on Mars. And once again, I invite you to sit back and have a listen to what it would sound like again. It's cool. It's really neat, overwhelming, if you will.
I do have the links and the sound bites on my page.
So looking forward to doing some amazing things with the microphones going forward. We need to work with the ops team. There's some great science that they're looking to do. We're hopeful that we continue to use these microphones, both the Super Cam microphone and the EDO Cam microphone, to capture sounds, perhaps the rocks interacting with the surface. The Super Cam is going to use there to get some great data of them zapping rocks. So as you heard and will continue to hear, we're just beginning to do amazing things on the surface of Mars. And now Ken is going to talk to you a little bit about the science that we've done to date and what they're looking forward to doing as we continue to move forward.
So true. So true, Doug.
And I'll start by just taking this opportunity to say to Matt, Dave, Al, and everybody else on this fantastic team, thank you for the ride of a lifetime. That is just incredible, what we've seen today and what I'm sure we'll continue to see as the mission unfolds. So with all the focus on these spectacular videos and audio, we wanted to make sure to remind you that there's plenty of science going on already, with hundreds of members poring over every new image. So if we get the first of those images, as you'll see in this NavCam frame, we start with what may seem like very basic observations: light rocks, dark rocks, holy rocks. That's holy with an E. We use these very generic terms.
They're more like poots now.
Until we have more data that allows us to test our hypotheses and make more confident interpretations. Follow along with the mission, and you'll get the theme. As we get closer, our view of Mars continues to resolve and a coherent story emerges. Next image, please. Finally, I just want to briefly point out that we are finding real science value in these EDL Cam videos. Here you can see a beautiful new perspective on the Jezero Delta. And if we can get the next image, also a new perspective on some of the beautiful stratigraphy around our landing site, which is up near on the far right side of this image. So now to put all of this in context for us, I'll hand it over to Tom Subu.
Just remember to drink a lot of water that day and the next day.
Of amazing, and perhaps you've had moments like this before. Some of you have told me that I was too young to remember, but they had a moment like that, for example, when they observed the first landing on the moon. They had moments like that where it felt that we took a big leap, not just in this case because of at JPL or at NASA, but a big leap as humanity. Of course, it's a leap that was enabled by work over decades, and on this mission for close to a decade. So what's possible today, or feels possible, is different even than yesterday. It's how it feels to make history, and that's how I feel today. I'm so moved by this. Wow. The video of Perseverance descent and landing, and the amazing panorama and the first landscape shot of Jezero, seen with human eyes, and the first Martian sounds are the closest you can get to landing on Mars without putting on a pressure suit. That video, I believe, should become mandatory view for young people who not only want to explore other worlds and build spacecraft to take them there, but also want to be part of diverse teams achieving all the audacious goals of our future. At the center of that is a team, and I'll ask for the next image. Now, you should know, I met this team. I see me there in a dark suit next to Dr. Lori Glaze, the planet division director, and Al, which is he just talked to you, is on his knee in there, and he entered the Ascend and Landing team, and we met him just hours before that historic landing. And I love this picture.
But all that's going to be out of you by the morning.
It demonstrates that the human aspect of exploration. And that is, of course, every reason for what we can do at NASA and also why we do things.
No, I could believe it. I could. With Dan and Mike and Debbie. They all feed off each other.
All of us on Earth see and feel what it's like to be on Mars and explore other worlds. I'm so excited for the more than 1 million students who joined the Mars Student Challenge, and many more across the world will be inspired by these images released today and even yesterday. Their journey is also just the beginning. Just imagine Perseverance sitting on a hill, recording.
Aren't they big shots, not kids?
With a cargo that is basically a rocket. And then the first from another world is samples found for Earth that are collected by Perseverance now in the near future. Imagine follow the entry, descent, and landing of the first human crew on the planetary surface sometimes in the future. These future historic events, which I'm confident will happen.
Blue Origins.
Women and men working in diverse teams.
Oh my Lord. Franco's special.
So what is possible? Sometimes to address that question, it's good to look back and think where we've come from, just like my friend Mike did earlier. We've been on a journey, both as a human race for quite a while now, and I don't want to show this next image of Sojourner of the Pathfinder mission.
Oh, Pathfinder.
Which was designed for 7
wow.
souls or Martian days or so, maybe 30. Ultimately lasted for 85 Earth days in 1997. I remember that really distinctly. Pathfinder instead, indeed, it weighed 23 pounds, and it returned a surprising amount of data back to Earth.
Remember, I lost 8 pounds, Debbie. Remember that. And that's all water that I lost. So you need to rehydrate very well, or you're going to be really constipated, and it's going to hurt like hell. I don't own any that was Sunny, if you remember correctly. Remember when hers broke? Had no money for Dad's Christmas present, but she had a money for Blue Origin, and she got a free one with it.
This mission to the samples that will bring back to Earth another historic fleet we're working on. This system is on the surface of Mars.
Yeah, that's when you get home afterwards. Now I think Chrissy caught on to what we're talking about. This woman almost had a nervous breakdown. No, she did have a nervous breakdown. Had $20 to spend on her dad for Christmas. Bitched and moaned about it. But I had $100 to get a vibrator. Priorities now. Oh my God.
I'm so grateful. This team has literally done thousands both at JPL and within the US and around the world. All of you have engaged in this mission. As has been noted, we're all in and out. Please go take a look at these data and play with them, especially those of you, the children and youth that have signed up to our educational campaign. What can you find?
Yeah, Debbie's having hers next week. I had mine 3 weeks ago. She had entry, and she's having descent next. Sorry.
And your team, on behalf of our entire NASA leadership team, a heartfelt and a proud thank to you.
They should have just went through the top or bottom and came out the other end. Just saying.
Than we ever expected. And of course, this is just a start. For the
Tackled
surface
it at
team,
one time.
the real work starts now to evaluate the surrounding and start a plan on the trajectory across Jezero Crater. It's a big team and there are lots of discussions, but that's science in action. Stay with us. There is much more amazement to come. Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you, Thomas. And we'll now move on to your questions. Remember, if you are a member of the media on the phone line, you can press *1 to get into the queue. If you're on social media, you can tag questions with the hashtag Countdown to Mars. Now, starting on the phone line is Bill Harwood from CNN.
Wow, where's Marsha? Marsha's always first. Okay, y'all, these are just the questions, so we're gonna get away from the questions, and I got to show you this. I got to show you this. What I'm gonna be showing you is, and I put this link on my, I did put this link on my HAPS page. Y'all, this is a raw image. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is a raw image. Just look at that. That is raw, y'all. That's unedited. No one's touched it. Just raw. Like, this is what photographers take in. We take this. This is how we take photos in raw images for us to edit them. And they did not edit these. MSM. I don't know. She's got Marsha. Yeah, y'all. Is that not amazing? Now, just so you know, I did put the link on my page, and you can see here. And these are all downloadable. Once you click them open, you can download them. And it's just friggin' amazing to see these. And this is like the one that they were looking at, right? Like, that's just crazy, that photo. Just crazy. But there's and it just goes on, y'all. Just look. The pages just go on. Just, oh my God, look at them. Look. So what am I going to be doing? I guess tomorrow when I feel a lot better. I will probably open this on my phone, just so I can do more, because we can pull the pages up and everything. I guess I'm going to be putting a new screensaver on my phone. But it's just crazy to look at these images. And you can break it down to which camera you want to look at and stuff. So, but there's there's like 975 images here. So, I mean, there's just a lot to trail through. Look at those crater. These like, we have never had these types of photo, y'all. Never. And there's 20 pages here of just Mars stuff. 20 pages. So I would advise you to all go over to my main page. Correct. they're mounted on the top. You're seeing, yeah, as descent and stuff and everything. So she'll be fine. Like I said, you don't even know you're violated, Debbie. I don't know what other word I can use for that. But you don't even know that they went in there. Not like nothing. You don't feel nothing on your back end. I promise you, I would never lie to you. You know this. I'm going to be, if it hurts or something, but like I said, the next day, drink enough water. You're not going to want to because you drink so much, the 24 hours before and stuff. But I promise you, you want to get your water. That's why I was so drained. I was dehydrated. Um, so, yeah, you won't know anything. But if you don't drink enough water the next day, everything's pretty dry. I'll give you that much, and it hurts. So you want to make sure you drink that water. I'm going to give you that. That's where I screwed up, not drinking enough. But I didn't feel good, and I was just lethargic, and I just drink water the next day for at least 2 days. It'll help you in the long run. So I didn't want to drink anything. But again, yeah. No, Mike, you don't know. Have you ever had you've had a colonoscopy. You've had to. You're older than me, or about my age. My head has calmed down after I always got to take 2 pills with these when I get a migraine that bad. And I'm going to try to go back and get these instead. Let's see if it'll clear up. This is what I used to take. I found an empty box. So that's what I used to take. Versus this is Maxalt. This is Maxalt. So over the counter, or no, prescription, but I guess it's whatever you call that. I don't know what do you call it? I can't think of the name. The cheaper shit. The non-brand. You've had them damn things? Well, Mike, just afterwards, I didn't. I didn't. You're a pro? Yeah. Well, coffee is a natural diuretic, and most people will drink it and it makes them go poo, right, in the morning. Not me. I wish. Yes, literally. Literally. So, oh my God. All right, everyone. What am I? Do I have enough? Wait. I may not. Oh, no, I do. I have 263 views. So I got my HAPS challenge, right? 250, Debbie? Yeah, 250. Yeah, I got my HAPS challenge for the week. Yeah, Mike, do you use K-Cups? Sure. Lord of mercy. These turtles are on my friggin' nerves. Lord have mercy. All I needed was 250, right? No, I see 266, yeah. Just get them all away. Ugh. I think I got, 6 weeks done now? if I plan this right, I'll have that $50 for my birthday, I think. Right? Yeah, I'll have it done by the 50. I think it's 5, 6, 7, 8. I should be done by the where am I? Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm doing. Coins or words. Yeah, no, I have 260. It don't combine here. I don't know why I was thinking. Um Yeah, I got 5 weeks. I only need 3 more. And this will be my 6th week. So I only got 2 more weeks to do, which is good. And I'll add that into my bank for my birthday because I've been looking at hotels. So I was on this morning looking for hotels. So I fell asleep on the couch. I didn't go to bed last night. And I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning and I watched The Capture. Um, I did watch The Capture. And then I went on Michael's stream. And then I crapped out later on. So again, but I'm going to get off here, everyone.
Michael, stop pushing it.
Stop yelling. Oh, my Lord. I just can't stand anything loud. PayPal, Mike. I just requested once you reach $200, you get paid out, and I have that in my account already. I'm over 200, and there's a challenge going around right now, and I began first you needed 500 views, and I got the 500 views the first week, and then the second week they lowered it down to 250 views because people were complaining they couldn't get 500 views. So, but you have to do that for 8 weeks, and then they give you a $50 bonus. So I'll get a free $50, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm doing good on here. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an incentive to to get you. Damn, that train is loud. Um and I got 2 monthly sponsors. I got Tina, which everyone knows Tina from Jersey, for $3 a month, and Cup of Joe for $1 a month. So those are reoccurring. I think Tina's got 2 months down. She's been with me. Joe's I think Joe's on his second month too. So, which is nice. So right now I'm at like $230.45. So my first month, which was Christmas, which was December, which I started Christmas Eve. I made $17.35, and then January I made $83.52, and this month I've earned $129.59 so far for February. So pretty good, pretty good. So and it's nice that y'all can earn the coins and everything, and then you can give them to the broadcasters that you like to give them to. So and opening up those weekly emails. Are the ones next show? Oh my Lord. I don't know about that. Straight how. Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So, but I'm saving it and I'm going to go away for my birthday. I looked at the Hard Rock and they want $400 a night. So that's out. So I checked Miami, or the one in Hollywood too, which is still $400 a night. I'm going to kill my friggin' turtles. I swear to God. And then I've been looking around. I want to be on the beach. That's my goal, to be on the beach with the beachfront view, or at least cross the street. So, but there's a few options. There is a few options. So I'm watching. Keep your tickets. Yep. Keep your tickets, everyone. So I'm tired, Joe. I'm gonna get off here. It's the medication. It kind of chills me out. It doesn't, maybe it does make me sleep. So, but yeah, I'll see everyone in the morning unless my migraine is like off the charts or something. But I'll see everyone in the morning. Jesse's back to work tomorrow. We were fed tonight. So, yeah, appreciate it. And like I said, we went out today. We had to go to Orlando because, oh my fucking God. Are you serious? Okay, wait a minute. I got to show you this. What did Belle do yesterday? Wait, I got to show you this before I go. Because you ain't going to believe this shit. Hang on. Let me do it this way. All right. So Stitch needed a new insert for his crate, right? So last night Belle was on his bed, right? So tonight I took his new mat and I wanted to put it on the ground for him so he could lay in it. Are you kidding me? Belle is on his new bed. Stitch is on his bed. Are you kidding me? So now the cat's going to be going into his crate and sleeping in his crate on the new bed. So, but that blue one is what's, and Debbie, you see how big that Kong bed is? The one Stitch is on? It's folded up. It's big enough for a Great Dane. And then the other one is, the blue one is the insert to go in his extra large crate because I want him to have all the room. I don't want him to feel confined or anything. So, but I don't get a mat that big to cover the whole thing. Just enough for him to sleep in, which was on sale at PetSmart. So that's why we had to go to Orlando. So, and now he's laying on his back, rolling with his feet all up in the air. So, but all right. And just an FYI, PetSmart has beds on sale for $16.99, big ones like that. So, but you said you got an ortho one, but I'm just letting you know if you know anyone else that has dogs. So, all right, everyone, peace out. I will see everyone tomorrow. Good night.